Hello. Okay, so uh theme generally is Daisy, Clotho, Merlin, Liz. Reasons being Daisy, I've got the Black Flame book on her because crit damage is useful and she can do some damage. Nothing particularly interesting, but it all contributes in the end, so the damage does matter. Yeah, the engraving should be the spring robe, the spring robe, the sprouting seed one. The crit chance, the crit defense resistance, because Tyrannus has got like 222%, something silly. So stripping his crit defense as much as possible is extremely important. The gear on Daisy I could do a much better job of, but I'm not too precious, honestly. Yeah, the book I got a real nice magic charging efficiency roll, so at least when I am on her for a split second, the things I do get off charge the most magic. Equipment attack, I need to get some purple to make this equipment attack as well. Standard stuff, but she's not too precious. Mastery is maxed, potential 4, standard stuff. Clotho is almost just as important, if not more important now than Daisy. Reason being, so she does a lot of damage when you tag her in with Merlin, so that's quite important. Black Flame Wings, more crit damage because you want to basically stack crit damage to try and outpace the crit defense of Tyrannus, basically. So you want to try and drop his crit defense while at the same time increasing your crit damage. But because you will be primarily using her to swap into from Merlin, you want to have tag skill damage on her weapon. That's why that's there. The normal skill damage doesn't mean anything. Magic charging efficiency is nice. The ideal roll on her would be tag skill damage and crit damage, but it's whatever. The important thing on her though is the ult, basically. So the ult gives you 5 stacks, sorry, rather than 3 stacks of the rune stone. The rune stone is what gives you this boost to attack, and the ult gives you rune ward, which gives you 5 instead. And all of that matters because her engraving gives you crit damage and crit chance based on having rune stone or rune ward active. So generally you'll pop the ult, then you'll use the Q to kind of refresh. So you'll pop the ult, maybe you'll get hit a couple of times, lose some of the rune wards, you'll then just repop Gluster Ritual to basically refresh the stacks of perfect form. And as long as you've got a stack up, this will be kicking in. Now, this is where the engraving levels start to matter, because at level 1, the crit chance is 10% and the crit damage is 30%, and then it goes to 15 and 40. But so between level 1 and level 3, there's a 10% crit chance difference and a 20% crit damage difference, which is quite significant when you're basically trying to chunk into that 222% or whatever it is. So that's quite important. And then if you can get either tag skill or crit damage on her engraving is also nice. Obviously always do all the masteries so you can get the potential as high as possible, but just 4. Don't think that's too interesting. Merlin's obviously the big one. Ideally on her book you'd either want crit damage or tag skill, but this roll I got, it was just too good. Like 2 maxes and 1 almost maxed, and they're actually of really quite valid things. Like the normal skill damage increase, not doing a lot for me. The special attack damage, I say not doing a lot for me. It can do. The normal skill, it all adds up, but the cold attack being 43% is just ridiculous, especially when you stack that on top of the book and all the other buffs you're getting elsewhere. It was too nice. But ideally, crit damage or tag skill damage increase, that's what you want. As high as you can get on the book to a degree, level-wise. You want to get that second part. The each hit with the special attack increases tag skill damage by 2%, yada yada yada. So that's really nice as well. I don't think there's anything else after that. No, it just gets stronger. Generally that getting that bottom bit's kind of what you want, you could start there. Yeah, other weapons. I mean, I use her lightning, so this doesn't have equipment attack because I actually use that weapon. But yeah, otherwise equipment attack, standard stuff. Engraving is obviously the cold one, and again, level 3 versus level 1 here. The crit damage will reduce. I think it goes 24, 32, 40. So there's 8% difference between the levels, I think. So again, that all adds into that total kind of crit damage pool against Tyrannus. So yeah, you want that as high as you can get. Like I spent a fair few of the engraving scissors or whatever the hell they're called, trying to get this at level 3, this at level 3, and then Liz's at level 3, and also Daisy's at level 3, because the crit defense is just as important. The crit defense reduction is just as important as crit damage, because they're effectively the same part of the same scale. You like reducing crit damage is effectively, or if I can get my words right, reducing crit defense is basically the same as increasing crit damage in a lot of ways. Yeah, and other things that are important on Merlin is these trousers, because sorry, no, not the trousers, don't care about the trousers, the belt, because you're getting tag skill increases, the chance based, and then it's on the standard, and the random attack when you're up against like the king and queen. That equal attack to a random location can sometimes hit the other enemy, or I think it can end up landing on the same enemy, so you basically get 2 attacks for free. And then the boots working on burst, not too fussed about that. Gallon's top, because it's increasing chance and also increasing crit damage again, based on your crit chance. Cryptid Watcher, because yeah, 7.5% all damage is nice, and the tag points is also very crucial for how much you're tagging in and out. And then yeah, ideally you want a crit damage secondary bonus on this. I had to farm like mad to get even just one ring that had crit damage on both. But yeah, that's ideal. And yeah, same again. All masteries, high potential as you can get. As you can see, I am only on P4 on every single one of these. So just least play to win as you could possibly get. Yeah, just show her stats. So her crit chance is quite a high. So when Gallon's top does proc, you're getting quite a lot of crit damage in there. Yeah, last and not least, Liz. So we're using Liz's book. It's the new book just because it gives the all elemental weakness damage increase, which is very nice because that will of course boost cold as well. The healing efficiency is nice and the defense boost is nice, but it's not crucial. You know, I used to run this with Manny on cold, so and that very much you only had Clotho for healing, and if you got hit hard with Clotho when she was on healing, it wasn't really much of a heal, to be honest. It was more just a break even than an actual heal. Yeah, magic charging on a book, because she's very much like Tiore. When you pop her heal, you will gain a shed load of magic damage. Magic orbs charge, whatever you call it. And then yeah, the armor, the engraving, again, this is what I was saying earlier with the level 3, because you're reducing their raw elemental resistance, so you're reducing the cold resist, and then when you pop the heal, or rather each time an ally is gaining heals, and a heal lasts forever, I believe it will basically refresh this until the heal ends. So essentially this never has downtime. It's a bit crazy. And yeah, again, level 3 to get that crit damage as high as it can. So between the 40% there, the 48%? Yeah, the 48% on Spring Robe, the 50% on Clotho, and then the 40% you're getting on Merlin, you're looking at what? 50, 40, 90... words are hard. Math is hard. You're knocking on the door of 200% crit damage mixed in with the crit defense reductions, essentially. Like, before you've even applied your own base stuff. So that's before you're actually calculating your your character's crit damage. So it hits quite hard. Yeah, so I run the Immortal Watcher because you get an extra 15% defense. That's important because heal scales off defense. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're low health, so if you are at 30% or lower health and you tag into Liz, I haven't actually read her tag ability, but it's got to be... Oh no, it's not that. Never mind. So basically, if you pop her heal when you are below 30% health, it all basically full heals half the time, like or it's close to full heal. And then I paired that with the Valentine's Day stuff because 15% healing efficiency. Rather than the Earth set, because although the Earth set gives more healing efficiency, the defense boost to this and the shatter resistance is nice, but I find the defense boost is a bigger overall just stat to have rather than an extra 10% healing efficiency, especially when the defense directly contributes to healing efficiency because of what stat her heal scales off. And yeah, that's it. Same thing. Masteries, potential, yada yada. So I'll quickly go into ye old training. Let's make sure I've actually selected that team. So, is it in here? Yeah. Okay. So generally what I've been doing, obviously it's still new having Liz, so I'm still getting used to not having Mane. But what I will typically start with is left click, obviously get the electromagnetic on there, pop that. If I've got the time, I'll pop her two things. But I will typically start off with Mane. Then I'll go into Liz, pop the heal just because of the charging is ridiculous. If it's safe to use, I'll use her Q because the debuffs on that are crazy. And then swap it to Clotho, pop the ult, don't need to do anything else at this point, and then I'm onto Merlin doing the normal rotation, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, swap it to Clotho, 1, 2, 3, 4, swap back into Merlin, and the rotation begins. And then as soon as I see the electromagnet starting to wear off, I'll reproc that, you know, new light attack, reprop the heal, pop the Q, and then we're just going into the normal rotation again, make sure we get the Frostmark stacks and just swapping back and forth. And making sure you've actually got enough tag points to trigger it. Yeah, not a whole lot has changed, to be fair. The reduction of Mane has actually made it a bit simpler. It just means that now you use Clotho a bit more actively rather than just only ever using her for her ult. You will swap into her for damage now, effectively. And her light attack's pretty quick as well, to be honest, so she triggers Frostmark really fast. But yeah, it's just standard Daisy. But Liz is not to be ignored. I mean, look at that damage alone. Like, I know we're on a defenseless bot, but yeah, 30k light attacks. I mean, that doesn't do a fat lot really, but and then if ever you're in a pickle, her ult is really nice because you basically she will stay there. It's a channeled heal that's massive. You become immune to reactions. So if you want to cast like Merlin's E, it won't knock you down. It won't interrupt you, while obviously healing you like crazy. It's she's a real good character. She's really quite strong. But yeah, you want to keep the Q debuffs up, keep the heal up. That's kind of it. She doesn't have like a light attack thing like Daisy does. It's all just in her skills basically. And that's kind of it. So now we're going to actually do the raid. I don't have any keys left, so I am doing this just for you. But I'm hoping I can crush through it in no time, to be honest. So, Abyss, yeah. And we want to start off generally with food, but because of the changes they've made, I mean, I'm not... don't quite think I'll meet any of those. So. Yeah, you can't eat food in the prep area anymore, so you have to start the dungeon, then eat food. If you're up against Tyrannus and you're struggling for time, I'd recommend eating this because of the 20% attack. It's very nice. But otherwise, I just use the blue 12%, just to give me a little something extra. Yeah. Oh god. So I will be doing all 4 bosses in this. And I'll also show you how to get to the secret boss. It's really easy, honestly. So the Rook, he's a pain in the ass. He is the most annoying one, like by far. But he's also really not that difficult. As you can see, he's constantly hitting me. So it's just about staying out of his AoEs as much as you can. And yeah, just pop your heals, pop your skills. And the rotation begins. Pop the ult. Frost marks on. What a dick. You'll probably hit me set on that. Yeah, build frost markups, pop into Clotho. Like, I've only got 5 of his stacks and I've already done quite a lot of damage. That should tell you how strong the team's debuffs are. Okay, now I've dropped 2 crystals, so now that I've done that, see, I've got 5 crystals again. That's generally what you want. Now, I'm going to be particularly inefficient here. Oh, Bonnie ran out of my AoE. Because playing and talking is hard. So I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes. But hopefully you get the general idea. So I've seen that the ult's worn off because it turned into orbs instead of crystals. Electromagnet has gone, so I need to reapply with Daisy. The healer's dropped from Liz. This is generally just what you do. Just cycling the buffs and debuffs. And yeah, once all your debuffs are back up, then you can start going into damage rotation. Oh, he's such an annoying asshole. One thing I haven't actually touched on, ultimates. So Merlin's ultimate gives her like 50% crit damage, which is obviously really nice. But it makes it tricky to use because it only lasts... Sugar. I pressed R twice. But it only lasts, I want to say it's like 8 seconds. If you're going for like a super burst and you don't know if you're going to be on... you're not confident that you're going to be on Merlin when it happens, honestly use Daisy's ult. Because Daisy's ult reduces crit defense, I believe. I'll have a quick check after this guy's dead. But yeah, Daisy's ult is actually... Nobody really talks about it, but it's really quite strong. Yeah, see, I'm just swapping between the two, and it's just... easy pickings. Like, I normally have this done by 27.5 minutes. Like, this is only because I'm nattering away. But yeah, just generally there's not a whole lot you can do to stop him being such an asshole. See, you've just got to keep trying. I'm assuming you know his gimmick. If you don't, basically you just need to constantly use tag skills, and then eventually there's a debuff on him that will reach like 10 stacks or so. And you'll then start doing some real good damage. But every time you do a tag skill, it adds to that stack, that debuff that's on him, and that allows him to take more and more damage. I've never actually looked at it, so I don't know if it's like defense reduction, or I'm not actually sure what the stat is, but he takes more damage basically. So you just want to tag, just keep tag attacking. It's not just the act of tagging itself. You have to hit him with tag skills. And then yeah, eventually you can start doing some mad damage. But yeah, he's not too difficult. He's just annoying. And now that we're able to run Liz rather than like Manny, Because the thing is, Manny gave crit resist reduction, which reduces the enemy's basically the enemy's ability to defend against your chance of critting, not the crit damage, the critting, and that's not too important, like because most crit resist is quite low. So we have Knight, Bishop, Rook. So the way you get to the secret boss, I'm on the right element. So you do your first one, then you do your second one. In this case, we got very lucky and the Bishop is the second one. But the second boss is called the Bishop, right? So you basically have to keep hitting Bishop statues until you get there. However, sometimes the Bishop isn't the second piece in the puzzle. Sometimes it's the pawn, the knight, the rook. So you want to always do the second one in the correct order. So say it was knight, rook, pawn, bishop. You would do the knight at the start. You'd do I was being a moron. Yeah, you'll see. So bishop. We swim around. So that see that in the distance, that's where we want to get to, basically. So that's essentially what we're after. So from here, we're then going to go for the bishop. It's honestly, I'm still not 100% on how that works. I just know you have to follow the bishop. Like sometimes the rule set's really awkward. If the bishop itself is quite early on in the pattern, it can be really really kind of tricky. Yeah. I mean, it's cool, but it's not the most consistent thing. Like I can't just say, like most YouTubers will go, oh yeah, just you need to just hit the bishop every time and you'll get there. No, you've just seen that doesn't work. I had to go knight, bishop, rook, bishop, because the rook was the third one in the pattern. It's almost like the second to last one has to be the bishop. But I can't say that for certain because I've never quite consistently had that. Right. Now, this chick. Yeah, I've just realised I've started fighting her. So she's basically just a bullet storm. She's just shit everywhere. You're not really going to be able... I mean, you can avoid her stuff, of course, but you're going to lose so much time trying to do so, it's not even remotely worth it. So, and because we've got Liz now, we can just heal like no tomorrow. So, taking damage is not really a big deal. So what we want to do is just attack her. There's nothing to particularly avoid or care about. Although I don't, and there you go. And yeah, you just... usual stuff. Treat it like it was a world boss, a really annoying world boss. A bit like the first enemy. Doesn't, I mean, she probably does have a gimmick, but it's not a gimmick I particularly care about. There's his debuffs. Put electromagnet back on, and then we're into the standard rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. Although that didn't proc. I also think Liz's ult gives buffs, so I will have a quick check. I'll have a look at Daisy and Liz's ults after this. Because I swear Liz gives you a burst of damage, because I always feel like I do a lot more when her ult's active. But yeah, like, you'll find the bishop is... I mean, you'll probably still find her quite tough to begin with, but you'll find she's nowhere near as strong as the rest of the other bosses. Like, she's... yeah, a weak gal, as you can see. Right, let's have a quick check. Can I not even look at my hero info? Oh, well, never mind then. I'll show you the ults after. But yeah, not normal rotation, except instead of Merlin and Manny, it's now Merlin and Clotho. And Clotho does so many like little attacks so quickly that, yeah, it's honestly really quite a nice team and quite a nice rotation as well. And also very flexible. Yeah, we do the secret passage down here. If my mouse could move quick enough. I don't know why I do that. I always make life hard for myself. You should just do it from here. There we go. Just do it from here. Down and under. Ta-da. Yeah, and this is just the shortcut. It's a very cool raid, to be honest. I really do like it. I can't wait for them to come out with another one. I really, really enjoy these. I've yet to clear it with a team. Yeah, I find I tried several times with people online, and people are just toxic, man. It's not the one, unfortunately. So here, just want to focus on the Black Queen, because the Black King will get himself, he will get himself into so much trouble anyway that you basically just want to treat the Queen like she's a solo boss. Essentially, like you want debuffs to be focused on her, you want damage to be focused on her. Just realised I haven't popped Cloth of Assault, so that's some damage I've been losing. But yeah, and she does some annoying things, but it's nothing too bad, honestly. And so you'll notice I don't really care about burst. Like, burst isn't... Like, I'm doing all this no problem without burst. It's just not... The characters do so much damage these days that it's not even... like... It's not required. And I think it's only like a 20% boost anyway. Which obviously is a lot of damage, right? But... It's nothing you can't clear this without. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But see how I've been locked onto the Queen this entire time, and I've almost done more damage to the King. Gotta keep buffs up. Oh, yeah. I still don't understand that bit. I don't understand if you can stop that. There is like a sand timer in the middle, but it's so irrelevant. I've not even put the time in to figure out what's going on there. Which I know is probably isn't helpful because you'll probably need that, but there you go. Queen's dead, and now we just focus on the King. Ruined Waters expired, and yeah, it's just. Same loop, and obviously I don't have a particularly busted account or anything. And yeah, I can still do this very comfortably. Like, it'll be dead at 16 minutes. Oh, what a dickhead. There is a point of view, the tag damage you do is quite dependent on how much of your tag gauge is filled, because there's obviously 2 levels for your tag gauge. So if you're tagging with like a full 3, I think it deals a considerable amount more. But sometimes it's better to just consume the tag gauge than basically wait for the 3, like use the 2. It's not a big deal. So, food has worn off, so we want fresh food. Because that 12% attack, it just makes things faster, honestly. And here he is, big boy, big dog. A really cool boss that I think he's the least annoying, honestly. Like, he's got the most health, and obviously he's the gateway to getting your rewards, but he is ultimately the most... he is the least annoying boss mechanically. Like, a lot of people see him as the most annoying because, as I just said, oh dear. Because, you know, he's the gateway to you getting your rewards, and he is definitely the tankiest. Yeah, so honestly here, nothing special. It's just about taking big old chunks out of his health. Oh, that was poor timing. Just about taking big old chunks. I mean, there is a thing about timing here. Like, he does do some big attacks that will hurt you. And trying to find time to do things like that, you've got to wait. Because he is tricky. But otherwise, he's really not too bad. So, like, I like to use ultis when he pops that time thing. Because I know I've got... I know I have all the time in the world to take that shit. So I heavily use ultis for life protection against him. But like you'll have noticed my health just barely moves. Well, when I say barely moves, it moves all over the gaff, but it's coming back constantly. Yeah, just constantly swapping between the two. I like how much damage Clotho does, man. Alright, thing wrong. It's not Merlin. It's a lot of damage. Not to be scoffed at. There we go. Attacks back. 4 stacks. 260k. Electromagnet's about to wear off. Cheeky debuffs. Go. Magnet's refreshed. And we go back into the loop. And yeah, this is just all it is. It's just same old using the E when it's up. Didn't have tag gauge, now I do. And yeah, you wanna generally avoid that big swing, because he can sometimes do a move where he swings once, knocks you up, and then follows up, and it can be really quite painful. Like pre Liz, I would die to that a couple times, and that would really kind of piss me off. So this is going to be the first of his mechanics. This one's easy. You just want to stay on Merlin. Come to the top here, and you want to use your Q because it's got an AoE when you initially activate it. Dodge when that comes in. And just beam these down. Because I believe the more of these that are left alive basically determines how much damage he does to you when this ends. So I like to prep with the heal. Go on to Clotho, pop her Q if you can. Because her Q will give you health back when you get hit. But otherwise you just wait. It stuns you for a hot second, but the fight carries on. The main thing is to kill those rooks, essentially. Oh, big one. Oh. So he does have quite a big spinning attack, which looks very similar to that, even though it's not that. That one I always try and avoid, even now. So I'll pop my ult because I see the time thing's about to catch me, and I'd rather it didn't. Like, there's loads of his attacks give you massive time windows, but some of them don't, and they're bait. There we go, electromagnet refresh, debuff refresh. And the loop continues. Pop ult to avoid, and I know I'm going to be coming back to Merlin, so let's get that up. And then as soon as I see the tag gauge tick over to 2, I'm back to Merlin. That's another thing, as I say, as I was alluding to earlier, I'm watching the tag gauge a lot. So you want to try and avoid tagging in when you've got no tag points, just because you're not getting anything from it, and you're almost wasting time in your rotation. This is mini game number 2, I guess. So I like to go Clotho here, pop a Q because it gives you a bit of shielding, but when you've been stood in the chest pieces for long enough, it'll turn red and it will explode. You just want to dash to another one. Yeah, between Clotho and Liz, it's so hard to die, honestly. And then he'll dash in, which I failed to dodge. And then you get a little bit of a window where you can basically prep for damage once again. Like, whenever there's time windows, I personally use them to prep for damage as opposed to doing damage itself. Because the prep is almost most of the damage. Because without the prep, you're just not doing the damage. You're just not. That's gonna hurt. That's the spin. There we get Frostmark on. Swap to Elizabeth. Stop to Merlin. See how I'm not getting CC'd here. I can just really kick his ass. Yeah. I'm hoping this has been useful, even though I'm rambling for the most part. But it very much is. It's a lot of the same. But it is mostly about not rushing, honestly. As much as I know you're gonna want to rush because it feels like time's against you, and time definitely is against you. It's a classic case of less. There you go. That's the wombo combo. That's the whammy that usually gets you. They'll scoop you up and slam down. And it fucking hurts. And sometimes Frostmark just doesn't apply. And I want the ground to swallow me up. Oh, he's such an asshole. But I think they're all very well designed bosses. The Rook promotes the use of reaction immunity. King and Queen promote basically prioritization and almost learning to ignore an enemy. The Bishop is basically learning to so sometimes you just got to ignore shit. Like, I think it's a very... And the theme's very cool. I like the whole chest theme. Oh, I didn't quite make it. But yeah, I personally think it's a really cool raid. So yeah, Clotho, heal, and then any damage he does, by the time he's hit me, I'll have healed it back. See? So I'm going straight into this fight, de-stunned, full health. Let's go. Ow. Tried to get me there, that little bastard. Oh, I failed to press my ulti. Oh dear. Ow. Yeah, and he's almost dead. Couple more good tags, because that's where your damage is coming from. Pop the ult just to make sure I can cleanly kick his ass out. That's 4. There comes another 4. But you can see every time I tag, the chunk I'm taking off his health. And yeah, my buffer time on this has been terrible. Like, my general performance in this has been pretty poor. But again, it's because I'm talking and not really concentrating. But it's kind of a testament to how strong this is, right? And that's it. My fastest time with all 4 bosses is like 19 minutes, 20 seconds, I think. With this team. I don't have any raid keys, so rip. But yeah, that's kind of it. So I'll just quickly double check those ults. But hopefully that's useful. I am a filthy free to play, as you know. So this is ults. Gain health, immunity to... Oh yeah, no, it doesn't give you a damage buff. I thought it did. Okay. Daisy's... yeah. Daisy's ult decreases their crit defense by 10%. So, whereas Merlin's gives her crit damage for 15 seconds. Yes, Daisy's is less, so for 10 seconds, but it's reducing the enemy's crit defense. So, Merlin is only buffing her crit damage, whereas Daisy reducing the enemy's crit defense gives the whole team the buff, basically, even though it's for less time. So, there again, quite good. But you don't want to be combined ulting, which is mad, to be honest. Seems like a bit of a missed opportunity in the game that combined ults are often weaker than regular ults, but it is what it is. Hopefully that's been useful. You can definitely clear it if I can clear it. I've got some real nice engravings and they are doing a lot of work, but I would start out just killing the king and queen and then Tyrannus. I'd ignore the rook and I'd ignore the bishop and just start getting some clears on Abyss with the 2 bosses, and then add a boss in as you get more comfortable. Cool. Right. Bye.